As Chinwe stepped out from her parents' home, feeling lost without a clear direction, she decided to head back to Emeka's house. Having nowhere else to go, her heart felt heavy and her thoughts were shattered. But she knew she needed to face whatsoever that was waiting for her there. As she approached the front door, she could hear faint sound of laughter and conversations coming from the living room. Taking a deep breath, she knocked lightly on the door before opening it. The scene that greeted her left her feeling uneasy. Emeka was with five other pastors, all of them gisting. Ah, Sister Chinwe, one of the pastors greeted her warmly. You are welcome. Oh. Emeka told us that you traveled to see your parents. You are back already. Chinwe forced a polite smile, barely hearing the rest of their greetings. Yes, I'm back, she responded, her heart elsewhere. She wasn't really listening to what they were saying. Her feet carried her towards the bedroom. As she approached the bedroom door and pushed it open, her heart sank. Scattered on the floor were used condoms. The sight was enough to confirm what she had feared deep down. Emeka had been unfaithful, and the laughter she heard earlier was wholly a cover-up for what has been going on behind closed doors. Her body felt numb as the realization hit her. It wasn't just betrayal, it was about disrespect and how Emeka cared little for their marriage. Chinwe stood frozen in the doorway, her heart locked at the mess in front of her. It was as if the world had collapsed in that single moment. Tears swelled up in her eyes, but she fought to keep them from spilling over. She don't want to cry. Not now, not here, not in front of him, and not in front of anyone else. That night after dinner, Emeka approached Chinwe with a soft voice, trying to bridge the growing distance between them. Chinwe, he said, sitting beside her, I'm so sorry for what you saw this afternoon when you came back. I'm so sorry. I don't know you'll be coming back today. I know it's disrespectful. I'm so sorry, please. I want us to set all this drama aside. I know I've made mistakes. I've not been the best man for you, but please, we can still make amends. I need you to pray for me. I actually do not enjoy this lifestyle that I'm living. If you can pray for me, and I'm trying, I'm fighting to find my way out of this lifestyle. I love you and I want us to make this work. I want us to build a family. I want us to have kids. I want us to be okay. He said. His words felt empty. Chinwe, who was tired emotionally, nodded silently. Deep inside, she wasn't sure if she could ever truly believe him again. As few days passed, Chinwe, determined to maintain her family reputation, decided to embrace her marriage again. She started attending church regularly with Emeka, plastering a smile on her face, pretending that everything was perfect. People saw them together holding hands, whispering to each other, what a beautiful couple, they will say. I wish I have a husband like Emeka. The single girls will say, I wish I have a wife like Chinwe. She's so humble. She's so humble, such a beautiful couple. The men will say, little did they know, Chinwe's heart was crumbling under the weight of the lie she was living. Emeka, on the other hand, continued his reckless lifestyle. Time and time again, Chinwe would catch him cheating. Each time, Emeka would beg for forgiveness, swearing it will never happen again. And each time, Chinwe would reluctantly forgive him, hoping that maybe, just maybe, he would change. But deep down, she knew the truth. Emeka had no intention of changing. He was only playing a role just like her, keeping up the appearance of a perfect marriage for the sake of others. One afternoon, after returning from church, Chinwe felt a sense of dread wash over her as she approached the house. Something felt off, and she couldn't shake the feeling. As she entered the living room, she was startled by a strange white noise coming from the bedroom. Her heart raced with both fear and curiosity. Quietly, she walked towards the door and pushed it open. What she saw was beyond anything she had ever imagined. Emeka was engaged in a threesome, two men and a woman, all on the bed. The shock of the sight hit her like a physical blow. Her mind couldn't process the betrayal on their matrimonial bed. She gasped, her breath crashing in her throat, and everything went dark as her body gave out from the shock. Chinwe collapsed, unconscious, right there at the door. The next thing she knew, she was lying in an hospital bed, surrounded by doctors and her parents. She had been rushed to the hospital after collapsing. As she slowly opened her eyes, the reality of what happened came flooding back. Tears slipped down on her cheek, but this time they were tears of pain and regret. After all the tests and treatments were completed, the day of Chinwe's discharge finally came. The doctor called her into his office. His face serious, and Chinwe could sense that something was terribly wrong. "Chinwe," he began, his voice calm but heavy, "I'm afraid I have some difficult news to share with you. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. We will get you admitted in the hospital immediately and give you the necessary drugs and treatment you need. Your test results is out, and from what we discovered, you are HIV positive." Chinwe felt as if the ground has disappeared beneath her feet. The room seemed to spin and her heart pounded. Her world was now completely shattered. How could this be happening to her? Who did she offend? She thought. She barely heard the doctor's explanations as she nodded numbly, too stunned to speak. After finishing with the doctor, Chinwe headed to her husband's house. She decided to pretend that everything was fine. She didn't tell anyone about the results. Not Emeka, not her parents, not her friends. The weight of the secret was crushing her, but she wasn't ready to face it or him. As the days passed, Emeka began to notice a change in Chinwe's behavior. She had become unusually affectionate, showering him with attention and gifts. She planned surprise trips for them, bought him expensive presents, and even took him on vacations to places they had never been before. Emeka was pleased by her sudden generosity and devotion. He didn't question it too much. He simply enjoyed the benefits. Then one morning, Emeka woke up and felt something was wrong. He tried to move, but he couldn't. His body wasn't responding. Panic set in as he realized he was tied to the bed. His wrists and ankles bound tightly. Before he could fully process what was happening, the bedroom door creaked open and Chinwe stepped out, holding a pistol in her hand. Emeka's eyes widened in shock. "Chinwe, what's going on? Why am I being tied up here? Untie me now. What is this?" he demanded, trying to keep his voice steady despite his fear. Chinwe walked closer, a cold smirk on her face. "Good morning, my lovely husband. Are you awake?" she asked, her voice dripping with mock. "You know, I've been thinking. You have really done a great job, Emeka. I must applaud you. I must applaud you. Take it. I must applaud you for ruining my life, Emeka." "Chinwe, what is this now? What are you talking about? Please put that gun down. Chinwe, put that gun down." Emeka's voice was raising in panic. Now, his eyes darting towards Chinwe and the gun. This? Chinwe said, glancing at the pistol. Don't worry. I'm not going to hurt you yet. I just thought it was time we had a little chit-chat about everything you have done. About all what you've done to me. Are you ready? Emeka, you've lied, cheated, humiliated me. And now, you have given me something that I can never get rid of. Her voice broke slightly as she spoke. She quickly regained control, her expression hardening. Emeka's confusion deepened. What are you talking about? What did I give you? What? He struggled against the ropes that has held him firm. Chinwe's eyes flashed with anger. Emeka, HIV. Emeka, you have given me HIV. And now you are going to sit here and listen to me. Just like I've did all these years, suffering in silence for long. Emeka's face turned ghostly white as the weight of Chinwe's words sank in. He stammered, his voice weak and trembling. Chinwe, are you sure of what you are saying? I had no idea. Chinwe, please don't kill me. I sincerely had no idea. Chinwe let out a bitter laugh. Her eyes cold and distant. No idea. All those nights you were with your friends. The lies. The cheating. You don't think it will catch up with you? You don't think it could destroy me in the process? You had no idea. Emeka tried to wiggle free from the ropes again, but it was useless. His voice wavered. Please untie me. Please, Chinwe, we can talk this out. We can fix this. Please, we can fix it. We can fix it. Fix this? Chinwe's voice was calm, but the anger was boiling. How do you plan to fix something like this, Emeka? Are you a joke? You've ruined everything. My life, my health, my future. But don't worry. She paced slowly around the bed, the gun still in her hands. I'm not going to kill you yet. Not now. But you have to listen to everything I want to say to you before I bid you goodbye. Emeka, I gave up everything for you. My past, my friends, my entire lifestyle. I tried to make this work. I tried to build a future with you. And for what? Lies and betrayal. Emeka, you felt no remorse. You felt no iota of remorse in your heart. You hurt me times without number. You break in men into our matrimonial home. You sleep with them in our matrimonial bed, Emeka. Not only men, women. Emeka, you've shattered me in the worst way possible. You created this beast in me. And this beast is ready to eat you up. She said, as tears swelled up in her eyes, her hands stayed steady as she held the gun. I'm not sorry for what I'm about to do, Emeka. You deserve it. Rot in her. Before Emeka could plead or say another word, Chinwe pulled the trigger twice. The sound of the gunshot echoed through the room, followed by a chilling silence. Emeka laid on the bed, lifeless, his eyes staring into nothing. Chinwe stood there for a moment, breathing heavily as the weight of what she had done settled in. Her hands trembled slightly, but there was no regret in her eyes. It was over. She calmly pulled out her phone and dialed a number. "This is Chinwe. I have just killed my husband," she said quietly, then hung up. Within minutes, the sound of sirens filled the air, growing louder as they approached Emeka's house. The police arrived, and Chinwe, waiting in the living room, surrendered without resistance. She offered no explanation beyond the simple truth: "I killed him. Take me away." News of the incident spread through the city like wildfire. By morning, the entire community was buzzing with shock and disbelief. The once envied couple, who had appeared so perfect on the outside, had been hiding dark secrets behind closed doors. The revelation that Emeka, a respected church pastor, had been involved in scandals with other men only added to the sensation. Chinwe's decision to turn herself in was seen as both an act of courage and tragedy. Some saw her as a victim of Emeka's deceit, while others condemned her for taking justice into her own hands. As Amaka sat in her prison cell, she felt an odd sense of peace. The nightmare of her marriage was over. Whatever the future held for her now, it could be on her own terms. Chinwe's parents stood in the cold, dimly lit visitation room of the prison, unable to comprehend the reality of what had just unfolded. Her mother, heartbroken and shaken, could barely look at her daughter. "Chinwe, Chinwe, you did this. Chinwe, you did this. You could have come to us." Chinwe's eyes flagged with a mix of anger and resentment as she shot a piercing glare at her mother. "Shut your freaking dirty mouth, you old witch," she thundered, her voice echoing in the small room. Father's face went pale, but her mother was taken aback, as if she had been slapped. "Do you know what?" Chinwe continued, her voice filled with bitterness. "I should have killed you also. I think I made a mistake. I should have killed you. I should have snuffed the life out of you. Are you not the same woman who threw me out just because of you are worried about what will people say? Just because you are worried about your stupid reputation? About what and what the church will say? The same woman who asked me to go back to her." Her mother stood there, frozen, her hand trembling, unable to respond. Don't you dare in your entire life ask me why I did what I did." Chinwe's part. "I came to you for help, for comfort, for motherly love and affection. And what do? You discarded me like I was nothing. You didn't even give me a chance to explain. You did not even give me one day to sit with you and tell you. You did not give me a chance. All you cared about was about your church, your friends, your reputation. What will people say? How they will look at you. And you left me drown in that hell of a marriage." Chinwe was cut through the hair like a knife, each sentence hitting her mother with a force that left her speechless. Her father hung his head, guilt and sorrow weighing him down. Her mother, overwhelmed with a flood of emotion, felt a cold shiver run down her spine. For the first time, she realized the depth of her failure. She had failed as a mother, choosing social expectations over her daughter's cry for help. Guilt filled her. and tears started streaming down her face, but no words came out. There was nothing she could say to erase the pain she had caused. Chinwe, her heart hardened by the weight of betrayal and hurt, turned away from them. "It's too late," she said quietly, her voice now calm but full of finality. "You were never there when I needed you. You were never there. Mom, Dad." Our parents stood there crushed by the weight of their failure, knowing that no words could undo the damage. No apology could bring back the daughter they had lost long before the murder took place. Chinwe's mother stood there, unable to speak as the weight of her daughter's word crashed down on her. "I wasn't infected yet when I came to you. I was fine, Mama. I had just done my monthly checkup that same month. And it was after you threw me back to him, back into that hell, that I got infected. Do you understand that? If you had just listened to me, if you had just let me stay, I wouldn't be here today. But no, you were too busy protecting your precious reputation. What will people say? Your church." "Well, I hope it's well protected now, Mother. Or will I say woman? I hope it's well protected." Her mother's face went pale, the truth sinking in. She couldn't bear the weight of what she had done, the role she had played in her daughter's tragic fate. She wanted to speak, to beg for forgiveness, but her throat felt tight. Her heart ached with guilt and regret. Few weeks later, the court sentenced Chinwe to life imprisonment. The news spread quickly, and the entire city buzzed with the shocking story. Her case became a symbol of betrayal, failure, and the consequences of neglect. The once proud family, who had been so concerned about their reputation, now bore the shame of a tragedy that could have been avoided. As Chinwe sat in her prison cell, she felt a bitter sense of closure. She had lost her freedom, her health, and her marriage, but she no longer had to pretend. The truth had come out, and in some strange way, it gave her peace.